So we're gonna start with the example of it. Okay, so for part A first, we have to find the EX first before we simplify the EX plus 1 here. So EX from negative infinity towards infinity. So kita tahu EX adalah from negative infinity towards positive infinity X fx. So bermaksud untuk function yang kita ada 2 to 5, we have 0 here, 0 here. We have 2 over 7 X minus 1. So di sini pun kena darab, di sini pun kena darab, mesti tunjuk dalam solution. So we can have negative infinity towards 2, 0 dx. So yang ini tak perlu darab dengan x pun sebab dia akan end up dengan 0. And then 2 towards 5. And then we have to multiply with the x. So we end up x square minus x. And then here will be 5 towards positive infinity, 0 dx. So walaupun hujung dan hujung dia adalah nilai 0, you have to show. Sebab dia adalah termasuk dalam konsep yang ini. Mesti nampak negative infinity dan positive infinity. Okay, so we integrate the middle part only. So it will be 2 over 7. So we can have x cubed over 3 minus x squared over 2. So limit daripada 2 sampai 5. Substitute the limit. We can have 2 over 7. So 5 cubed over 3. 5 square over 2. Minus substitute 2, we have it 8 over 3. And then 4 over 2. So your EX, we're going to have 57 over 7. So once we have EX, baru kita boleh cari EX plus 1. By using the properties, kita akan simplify to be EX plus E1. So E1 kita tahu dia akan dapat constant. So we're going to have EX kita adalah 57 over 7 plus 1. So we end up with 64 over 7. Okay, that one is a part A. For part B, to find the E to X, so we can take out the 2 outside of the expectation. It means we just have to double up the expectation. 57 over 7. So it's gonna be 114 over 7. Okay, so that one is the part A, part B. Now part C, where we need to find the expectation of E10 minus X. So we can simplify to be E10 minus EX. So E constant, we get constant, minus EX, EX kita adalah 57 over 7. So technically we're gonna have 13 over 7 here. Okay, so we done sampai C. Now for part D, we need the EX square since we have to find the E3X square minus 5. So you have to find the EX square first. So we know that we have to multiply with the x square for the all interval. So we have 2 over 7 and then we can have x cubed minus x square. So we just have to multiply the middle part since the front and end part will be 0. So 2 over 7 here. So limit daripada 2 sampai 5. So 5 to the power 4 over 4 minus 5 cube over 3 minus with the 2 power of 4 over 4 minus 2 power of 3 over 3. So we're going to have 453 over 14. So now to find the E3x square minus 5. So we can take out the 3. We just have ex squared minus e5. So we must multiply the ex squared with the 3. So we put the ex squared, which is 453 over 14 minus 5 here, since we have expectation of constant. So it's going to be 1289 over 14. Okay, so we done for the example 8. Dah habis tadi dah?
Sudah, Miss.
Okay.
Sudah, Miss.
Sudah, Miss.
Alright, okay. So we can move to example the next one. So the next one, saya terus pergi kepada variance sebab kita akan apply juga to find the EX dan juga EX square in the few example here. Okay, so untuk variance, the formula will be the same thing, which is variance X adalah EX square minus EX the whole thing square. Okay, so you have to find the EX square, you have to find the EX. So macam tadi kita buat, we have to integrate from negative infinity towards positive infinity by multiply X with the fx ataupun X square with the fx. Okay, so properties of variance stay the same. So now we proceed with the example 9a. So given the probability density function, you have to find the variance, hence you have to find this one. So untuk dapatkan variance, you need EX, you need EX squared. So we find the EX first. So it's going to be integrate from negative infinity towards 0. So we can have 0 the function. So we have it 0 to half, half to 1. So 0 here, 4 over 3, 1 minus x, 4 over 3x, and then 0 here. So 0 dx, 0 towards half, multiply with the x here, 4 over 3 x minus x squared dx, and then half towards 1, we can have 4 over 3x squared dx plus 1 towards positive infinity, 0 dx. So mesti nampak negative infinity mesti habis pada infinity. Okay, so we just have to integrate this to middle part. So substitute the value half and 0. So we get 0 here, and then here we're going to have 4 over 3, 1 over 3 minus 4 over 3, half cube over 3. So if you use the calculator, directly we're going to have half for the value for EX. Okay, that one is the EX. Now we proceed with the EX square, which is negative infinity towards 0, 0 dx, 0 toward half, 4 over 3, and then here will be x squared minus x cubed. And then here will be half towards 1, 4 over 3 x cubed. Okay, the same pattern. We're going to have to integrate the middle part. So x cubed over 3 minus x4 over 4. So substitute the value half, 1 and half here. So we're gonna 1 over 24 here. 1 over 20, it should be 64. 16 darab 4, 16 darab 3. And then here will be 4 over 3, 1 over 4, minus with 4 over 3, should be 1 over 1 over is a half about 4 divided by 4. Okay, so we're gonna have the EX square to be 25 over 72. Okay, but then that's not the question yet. Question asks for the variance. So we have to substitute into the formula of EX square, the whole thing, EX square minus with the EX, the whole thing square. So we're gonna have 25 over 72 minus half square. So we end up with 7 over 72. Okay, and then the next one, which is hence find the variance of 2 minus 2x. So first thing first, we have to modify the function first. We're going to have negative 2x at the front so that we know that the coefficient of x is a negative 2. You have to square. And then variance of constant, we get 0. So we end up with 4 times with the 7 over 72. So we're going to have 28 over 72 can be simplified to be 7 over 18. Okay, usually dalam exam, bahagian the first line untuk EX dan juga EX square akan dapat 1 markah. And then the second line, which is hasil integrate, 1 markah. Substitute nilai untuk EX dan juga EX square 1 markah. Final answer EX 1 markah. Final answer untuk EX square 1 markah. So we're gonna have 5 marks for these two finding for EX dan juga EX square. So variance 1 markah di sini, jawapan 1 markah. Simplify for the variance will be 1 mark. And then final answer for variance 2 minus 2x will be 1 mark. Okay, that one is the 9A. Shall we proceed to the next one?
Kejap, Miss. Salim.
Okay. Salim go.
Sudah, Miss.
Sudah? Yang lain okay? Sudah?
Okay, Miss.
Okay, so we done 9A. Now we proceed with the last two example, 9B and 9C. So 9B, where we have it the same pattern, we have to find the EX, we have to find the variance. Okay, so this one quite simple since we have only one function. So kalau kita buat timeline dulu, we can have 0 to 1, 4x minus x cubed, 0 here, 0 here. Okay, so part A, we have to find the EX. We have negative infinity towards 0, 0 dx. 0 towards 1. So we have to multiply the x, single x with this function. We're going to have 4x squared minus x4 plus 0. So it should be 1 towards positive infinity. So we end up with the 4x cubed over 3 minus x5 over 5 from 0 to 1. So substitute the value for x. So we end up, your EX will be 8 over 15. Okay, sebab kalau masukkan kosong pun dia akan dapat kosong lah dekat sini. Okay, and then we need to find the E2x plus 1. So by simplify, we know that it should be E2x, so 2EX plus E1. So 2 times with 8 over 15 plus 1, since we have E constant. So we're going to have the value will be equal to 31 over 15. Okay, part A done. Now to find the part B, you need the EX square. So kita cari dulu EX square. So we're going to have x cubed minus x5. It's going to be 1 here, should be positive infinity, 0 dx. So we're going to have 4x4 over 4 minus x6 over 6. Limit daripada 0 towards 1. Okay, ni dapat berapa ni? Kira.
One over 3.
1. Alright, good. Okay, now we done finding the EX square. So in order to find the variance, we can have EX square minus x the whole thing square. So will be 1 over 3 minus 8 over 15 square. Okay, ni dapat
11 over 225.
11 over 225. Okay, so 2 to 5. So the next one kita nak cari variance 3x plus 5. So we take out the coefficient of variance. We need to square it. So technically we have it 9 times 11 over 2 to 5. So okay, so that one is an example 9b. So the next one will be the okay, 9c where we have it. Ni dah bisa dah. Okay, so we move to the last one, which is example 9c. Okay, so given the small fx, which is probability density function, 3 over 4 1 plus x squared, by given the range from 0 towards 1, and then we have given Ex adalah mu, variance adalah sigma squared. So you have to find the probability in between, modulus X minus mu less than sigma. So you have to find these two things first, baru kita boleh solve bahagian yang ini. Okay, so kita pergi kepada Ex terlebih dahulu to find the mu. So by timeline kita tahu dia akan jadi seperti ini. So 3 over 4, 1 plus x square, 0, 0. So negative infinity towards 0, 0 dx. 0 towards 1 will be 3 over 4 x plus x cubed dx. And then 1 towards positive infinity, 0 dx. So we're going to have 3 over 4 x squared over 2, x4 over 4 from 0 to 1. So it's half plus 1 over 4 minus 0. So your Ex, we're going to have 9 over 16. So yang ini kita dah settle. To find the variance, you need the Ex square. So we need to find it first. Baru kita pergi kepada variance. So we have x square plus x4 dx. So we're gonna have maybe 3 over 4, 1 over 3 plus 1 over 5. Okay, ini berapa? Ax square kita?
2 over 5.
2 over 5. Okay, so 2 over 5. So find the variance, which is Ex square minus Ex the whole thing square. Will be 2 over 5 minus 9 over 16 square the whole thing. So we have the variance will be 107 over 1280. Okay, but then yang ini adalah sigma square, yang ini adalah mu. So Alan minta single sigma. So it means you have to square root of 107 over 1280. Okay, yang ini tinggal dalam 3 significant figure berapa dapat? Square root of 107 over 1280. Kita akan dapat
0.289.
289. Alright, good. Okay, so kita dah ada nilai mu, kita dah ada nilai sigma. So we have to substitute into this function first. So 9 over 16 is less than 0.289. So kita perlu buka dia. We're gonna have in between negative 0.289 less than x minus 9 over 16 less than 0.289. Okay, so kita akan jadikan single x in the middle. So it means we have to bring the negative number 16 to the left and to the right. So bila pindah dia akan jadi tambah. So negative 0 we can have into 74. Okay. Have to integrate. Okay, so kita tahu 0.274 lies on here, 0.852 lies on here. So we just involve with one function only. So we're gonna have integrate from 0.274, 0.852 function kita adalah 3/4 1 plus x square dx. Okay, hanya integrate function saja, bukan darab dengan x, bukan darab dengan x square. Sebab ini tak melibatkan expectation langsung. Ini hanyalah finding the probability directly daripada probability density function. Okay, so we integrate, we're gonna have x plus x cube over 3. Limit yang diberi adalah 0.274 to 0.852. So substitute. So substitution value mesti tunjuk. Dia sama konsep dengan integration. So we have cube over 3 minus 0.274 plus 0.274 cube over 3. So kita dapat berapa je? Berapa kita dapat? 0 point?
Zero point 0.5829.
Okay, good. So 0.5829. Okay, so we done the final example. And then we have another one which is dia adalah exercise 9. This will be your exercise. So ini adalah homework untuk second lecture yang ini. So you have to submit by today as well. Okay. But then before we dismiss, saya nak recap little bit for discrete dan juga continuous. So discrete. So untuk bahagian to show dia adalah discrete, kita tahu kita perlu totalkan probability mesti sama dengan 1. And then we have to put the conclusion. Okay. And then probability density function, probability distribution function kita boleh bagi dalam bentuk table, kita boleh bagi dalam bentuk function, dan kita boleh bagi dalam bentuk graph. So graph dia adalah yang tercacak-cacak tu. Okay, so ini adalah Px equal to X. Okay, untuk CDF pula, kita boleh bagi dalam table, kita boleh bagi dalam function, kita boleh bagi dalam graph. So graph untuk discrete adalah seperti tangga. Seperti ini. Okay, so ini adalah capital Fx. Okay, untuk cari expectation, dia akan jadi summation x darab dengan probability masing-masing, dan Ex square pula adalah summation x square darab dengan probability masing-masing. Okay, tapi untuk continuous, untuk show dia, kita akan pakai integrate from negative infinity towards positive infinity of small fx dx mesti sampai dapat 1 baru kita bagi conclusion. Okay. Untuk probability density function, kita akan bagi dalam bentuk function saja. So dia boleh jadi table, function dan juga graph. Dia tak boleh bagi dalam bentuk table sebab dia ada range. Okay. So graph dia depends pada function PDF tu itself. So CDF pun sama, function dan juga graph. So ini adalah small fx, ini adalah capital Fx. Okay, so graph di sini depends pada function. Piecewise function. Okay. So yang ini saja yang bentuk seperti ini, tapi untuk continuous dia akan depends pada piecewise function. Okay. Untuk expectation pula, dia akan jadi integrate from negative infinity towards positive infinity x fx. Dan ex square pula adalah integrate from negative infinity towards positive infinity x square fx. Okay. So that's the general comparison between discrete and continuous, and I need to add another one. So untuk discrete daripada PDF kepada CDF, kita akan tambah. Kalau daripada CDF kepada PDF, kita akan tolak. Tapi untuk continuous, PDF ke CDF, kita akan integrate. And then kalau patah balik, dia akan jadi differentiate. Okay, so that's the major comparison between discrete dan juga continuous. Properties of variance, properties of expectation will be the same for both. Either dia adalah discrete ataupun continuous. Tapi cara untuk dapatkan expectation dan juga variance yang berbeza. Okay. So ada soalan tak untuk continuous dan juga discrete? So far clear, chapter 8?
Clear.
Yes, Miss.
Clear, Miss.
Yang lain okay? Girls?
Okay, Miss.
Okay, kalau okay, so next week kita akan terus discuss chapter 8. So soalan chapter 8 tak banyak. So kita akan discuss sampai
Okay, Miss.
okay. So the next one nanti saya update lagi. Okay. Saya tak akan sambung chapter 9 dulu lah next week. Next week kita akan fokus chapter 8 dulu. Alright. So I will see you next week then. Selamat berbuka nanti. Have a good rest. Happy weekend. Right, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.